60 kilometers an hour, gusting to 90. Temperature steady at -2 with a wind chill of -14 this afternoon. And finally in the Gaspé, also a winter storm warning. Snow today, winds from the east, 40 kilometers an hour, gusting to 70. A high of -8, a wind chill this afternoon of -19. Now back to Radio Noon.
Thanks very much, Joanne Bailey. I'm Sean Bell. This is Radio Noon. We're talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about the tight rental market, but we're kind of focusing in on this idea of apartment swapping, lease swapping. And just before the news, we had Hans Corpic from the Corpic Landlord Association saying it's not really fair to the landlord. They wonder, do you agree? Sort of cut the landlord out of the process because it is a tenant and another tenant making a deal. So do you agree that this is unfair to landlords? Phone up here, 514-597-4500, toll free 1-877-597-4500. Here from the Landlords Association saying it's not fair. Also saying it ends up not being fair sometimes to other tenants because then the landlord might have to increase the rent on other tenants because that is one tenant saving money. So I wonder how you feel about that argument. Toll-free number there, 1-877-597-4500. Here in Montreal, number 514-597-4500. Text line for that, 514-566-9066. We're also on Twitter, that's at BBC Radio Noon. We posted Colin's article. You can go back and read about apartment swapping. That article from Colin Harris, who we had here a few minutes ago. Right now, on the line, Jacques Fontaine, who swapped his apartment in Little Italy for one in Park S here in Montreal last June. Jacques Fontaine, thanks for coming on the program.
Good afternoon.
So you were in Little Italy, right?
That's correct.
And why did you decide you were going to... Why did you decide you were going to move before we even get to the swap?
Yeah, well, my partner Anna and I were living in a pretty tiny 4.5 in Little Italy for a year, and we just basically did not have any space to fit our sports equipment, snowboard, skis, and so on. And also I was having quite a hard time finding any parking at all in the neighborhood. So as the parking tickets were racking up, we started looking for a bit larger place to fit our sports equipment that could possibly also have better parking, so I could start avoiding those darn tickets.
Right, so you were incentivized, as they would say in the business world, because you were getting these tickets.
Absolutely, I had financial incentive to start searching, that's for sure.
Now, did you try the old-fashioned way before you went to the swap? Did you try to just sort of look for places in the open market?
Well, that's just the housing crisis we're seeing today in Montreal has has been allowed to gradually creep in over the last few years. Already last year, we were going the old-fashioned route in March of 2019. We were looking for an apartment the old-fashioned way on Craigslist and Kijiji, but everything that came up was just really out of our price range. We're just average working people there, and we couldn't afford any of the fancy condos or really high-priced apartments that were out there. So it was at that time we started chatting to friends about it, and one of our friends recommended swapping. I guess people were starting to talk about it and maybe doing it already a year ago, and that's when we, instead of searching for an apartment the old-fashioned way, started looking for a swap instead.
And so at that moment, I guess it's like this light goes on. But, how did you react to knowing there's this whole other way to try to go about this?
Well, it's a whole other world we actually had no clue about previously. So we were very pleased to get on the social media sites and see a lot of people out there, and we actually had a lot of options. So anyone that is looking to move and can't afford the overpriced rents of today, really strongly encourage them to look on the swapping side. If they have something to exchange, they can easily find something with affordable rents, and possibly something that fits their needs better as well.
You know that expression, when something seems too good to be true, it probably is? Because so far this sounds fantastic. This is all upside, right? You were able to find a place and with a lower rent. Are there any drawbacks to this process?
Well, there's like you say, there's no perfect solution. I mean, we found a place that was a little bit more expensive, but fit our needs. It was a bit larger. We could fit our sports equipment and also happened to have a parking lot. So it fit our needs perfectly, but it was a little bit more expensive, about $110 more a month. So there was that. And also, I mean, the apartment stock in Montreal is still very old, so the place isn't perfect by any means. I mean, we've had a hole in the ceiling of our bathroom for a year since we moved here, so it isn't perfect.
It's like a skylight.
yeah, let's call it a skylight, Sean. It's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely better, and it's a step in the right direction for us.
So you're paying about $110 more than you were, but way less than if you had done this without the swap, right?
Exactly. In Little Italy, for the small place we had out there, we were paying $8.90 a month, and now for the larger place with a parking spot in Park S, we're paying $9.80 a month, so $110 more. A similar place to what we have now with a parking spot was $1,300 plus when we were searching. There are even some around $1,700, which is just out of our price range.
So I'm curious about the process that you employed when you went into this, because this whole thing sort of seems collaborative and cooperative, but you started out talking to me about all the parking tickets. You say, I'm looking to move out of this place in Little Italy, and I'm getting parking tickets here, and parking is really rough. I mean, how did you deal with that fact of life when you were trying to entice someone else into moving to your Little Italy place?
Oh, well, I did not mention the parking tickets, but luckily for me, a lot of people, I need to drive to work, so I need a car, I need a parking spot, but a lot of people in Montreal just take the metro or the bus. So I just clearly said in the ad, it's a very open and honest process. Clearly said there was no parking available at that apartment, and the people we swapped with, they said there was a parking spot. So it was very transparent from the get-go. It just depends, I guess, on people's needs. But no, nobody flowered up their ads or anything. We just basically put down the facts of what each place has to offer with a few photos. And then the next step was just visiting each other's place and getting a real sense of what it was like.
Right. So no hiding. So did you know about that hole in the ceiling of the new place?
Yeah, the woman we swapped with and her roommate, she mentioned there was a hole in the bathroom. So I mean, we were trying to keep an open mind because, as mentioned earlier, there's no perfect place. So we went in with an open mind, and we saw the potential of the place. I'm probably